Hello everybody. I'm just recording a little video here to kind of explain some things. Lisa does several of these, just, vlogs, and I figured why not, I'm getting back into using my YouTube channel. Why not put out a little vlog just to kind of touch base, Why not? Doesn't seem like a bad idea to me. Maybe it is. Maybe you don't like looking at my ugly mug. I can't blame you. But I'm going to do it anyway, so, fuck yourself. So what's been going on with me? Well, the most recent and most pressing change in my life, I would say for certain, is the fact that I have quit my job. Now, for those of you who don't know, I worked at the Mojave Community College, which is, of course, the community college for Mojave County, from about, what was that? From about November 2012 to, let's see, well, till now, I guess, would be the right answer there, wouldn't it, guys? Yeah, I'm not great at this, I'm new to it, so, bear with me. But, yeah, so November 2012 to July 2014. So I just quit. In fact, my last day was July 15th. So, or no, my last day was July 11th, I'm sorry. I'm still waiting on my last paycheck, but it should be pretty big because I was working part-time. And the way that they handled time off for part-time people is you worked all the holidays, and the hours you worked during the holidays you got as comp time you could use for time off later. And they weren't very good at letting me use my time off. One of the many things I hated about working there. But on the bright side, I had 40, 50 hours of built-up comp time that's going to be on my last check in addition to the full hours I worked for my last day, or last 2 weeks, last hurrah, so to speak. So that will be really nice. That should be a whole lot of money. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it yet. The most prudent thing would be to probably sit on it. But I don't know. And the reason I don't know is because right now I'm kind of in a transitional period, as you might expect for someone who's just left a job. I don't really know, to be completely honest, I don't really know what direction I want to take my life in from this point. At least in terms of a career. Because I watch a lot of YouTube. A lot of YouTube. Let's Players in particular. It's basically replaced TV for me, and there's a lot of people I admire. People like Jesse Cox. People like Northern Lion. Krendor is one I like a lot. Those are probably my main three. I really love Northern Lion. He's probably the one that's the most popular for me at this point. Jesse's the one who really got me into it. There's some other somewhat less prominent people who don't necessarily do Let's Plays exclusively that I like. The Spoony one, Paw Dugan. Bennett the Sage, I'll watch some of his stuff, although he really doesn't do Let's Plays at all. Most of what I watch from him is just his anime stuff, and it's actually probably a good thing that he doesn't do Let's Plays, because I've seen Bennett unscripted. That man needs to do video scripted. He is not very good at all at the unscripted stuff. Coming from me, you guys have seen my attempts at doing unscripted stuff so far. It's probably not thrilling, but, whatever. But the reason I bring that up is because that's one of the things I was thinking about. Maybe I'll want to do that with my life. Specifically saying, maybe, there are a lot of people who make money on YouTube. Maybe I should see if that's something viable for me. So that's one thing I'm thinking about. I think it's pretty unlikely. I know just from, people ask the people that I follow all the time, like, how did you get successful at this? And their answers usually consist of a couple different things. Luck, that's probably the main one. Hard work. Like, especially Jesse. I cannot believe that man works as much as he does. You'd have to really love what you're doing to work that much. So, I mean, I guess that's good, but... And number 3, I know I said a couple, but I used the wrong term there. The other thing they really mention is self-promotion. Shameless self-promotion in gigantic quantities. And I'm not a very good salesperson. I just don't think I am. I haven't really had any experience with it, but there's always been something that's bothered me about going up to people, especially people who, you're going up to do this unsolicited to, which most of the time is what you're doing as a salesperson. Just going up to people unsolicited and being like, hey, buy this or watch this. I'm not super comfortable with that, so I don't think I'm probably going to go with YouTube as a career, but it's always been something I've just wanted to do for fun. And right now I have some time to take a look at my options and see what I want to do. So that's one thing I'm doing. That's kind of why this YouTube channel is coming back to life again, is because if nothing else, I want to try and do some videos for fun. I'm still kind of trying to figure out how far I want to take that. I'm sure you guys have noticed on the videos that I've done so far, the frame rate has been very poor. And I'm wondering if I might be up against the limit of things I can do in terms of recording footage for free. I'm using something called Cam Studio right now. I took a look at a couple others, one called Taxi. I couldn't figure out how to get that to record reliably. Cam Studios, I figured Cam Studio out to the point that I can record consistently, but I have not figured it out to the point that I can get it to do solid frame rate. I have done some recording before. There used to be a bunch of videos related to World of Warcraft on this channel. Just videos of boss fights, basically, with music set to them. Pretty much all of them were flagged by YouTube, and they're gone now, I think. There might be some still left, but I'm pretty sure they're gone. At any rate, so I've used recording software before, and what I used was Fraps. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of maybe doing, is getting Fraps and using that to see if I can record more smoothly. I've downloaded the trial of that, and I'm going to see how that works. The reason I've only got a trial is because the full version of Fraps costs $37. And I might have the disposable income to pay for something like that. I have a lot of fun making these videos, I do have to be honest. It's kind of fun, not necessarily living out the dream of, being a Let's Player guy on YouTube like everybody I watch, because that's not what I'm doing at this point. I'm just kind of doing stuff for fun with my friends, but it's fun. It's fun making these videos. It's fun commentating on them and saying, stupid crap that I think is funny, and maybe on occasion you guys will think is funny too. So maybe that's worth $37. I'm still kind of determining at this point. If I ever wanted to do it professionally, I know I would have to spend a hell of a lot more than that, because they use stuff like Sony Vegas, and pretty much all of them have at least dual screens. It's pretty nuts how expensive it gets, and of course you need a monster of a computer. Mine's decent. It's no monster though. Like, there's no way I could keep up with current games and recording footage off of those with the computer I have right now. As good as it is, and I have to be very, very thankful to Arcona for that. She's the one who basically gave me this computer. I didn't have to buy it. My current one was going bad, and she just gave it to me. So, I can't really say thank you enough. I don't really talk to her anymore. I don't know if any of you do. There's really probably only one of you who potentially still does. But, if you do, I can't thank her enough. Kind of going off on a tangent there, but that's kind of what I'm doing right now, is I'm looking at what I want to do with my life, because I have a period of about 8 to 9 months here where I'm not really going to have any real job to worry about, because the next job I want to be able to move to Bullhead or somewhere. Maybe not necessarily Bullhead, but the gist of it is I want to move to the same place that Lisa, my girlfriend, is, so that we can move in together, because we've been together a year and a half now. It's been going fantastic. We've already lived together for a little bit of time. I spent 2 months over there working at the college in Bullhead, kind of on loan to their campus. So we've already kind of lived together, but we don't have the financial means to make it work. I haven't personally, because I've been working part-time, and I haven't been able to really find anything that I've wanted to do. And that's kind of a big thing for me. Maybe I will have to bite the bullet eventually, but the reason that I quit is just because I couldn't trade dignity for money anymore, which is what it felt like every time I went over to that call center, just to have somebody yell at me for problems that I have no control over. And that's pretty much most of what your entry-level stuff is. So I don't want to have to work jobs like that anymore. I've had my fill. I'm still kind of afraid I'm still going to have to, because if I'm not able to find something in these 8 or 9 months that I can do, I have to get some kind of job. Because, at that point, Lisa's lease is going to be up with her apartment, and she's going to need a place to go. So if I'm not ready for us to move in together, then I'm kind of hanging around to dry, and I don't want to do that, because I love her, and I want to live in the same place as she does. I think that's long overdue at this point, is for us to be in the same spot for good, instead of for the temporary that happened before. But I do have those 8 to 9 months to look at my options. So YouTube's one thing I'm just kind of looking at, mostly for fun again. Primarily what I'm looking at is I want to be a writer. I want to use my creative writing degree. I know that is difficult, believe me. But if I don't try, then rather than most likely won't get it, it's going to be definitely won't get it. And I see this as my opportunity to try. So I'm going to try.